Today's topic is both timely and deeply meaningful, as it highlights how Islamic principles can be applied to promote fairness, equity, and empowerment in our modern world. Now, I am truly delighted to welcome Sister Luly, a passionate academic and practitioner in the field of Islamic Social Finance, whose work continues to inspire positive change and social impact across communities. Now, I am your sister, Dr. Tahmina Anwar, and I would like to extend a very warm welcome to you all. You are part of this community, the community of the Global Halal Shura Hub family, a platform dedicated to empowering both Muslims and non-Muslims through meaningful discussion on halal matters and lifestyle. Now, I will be touching a number of exciting and important themes, from the global rise of Islamic social finance to its relevance in addressing poverty and inequality, to the innovative concepts emerging from Indonesia, such as Green Waqf, which links Islamic endowments with environmental sustainability. Now, we will also dive into the differences between privately owned and government-funded Islamic social financial institutions, explore their motivations and incentives, and discuss the ethical foundations that set Islamic finance apart from the conventional financial systems. Throughout this conversation, we will learn about real-life success stories from Indonesia, how Islamic financial institutions are empowering the less fortunate, supporting micro-entrepreneurs, and providing Qard Hasan, or interest-free loans, to help people rebuild their livelihoods with dignity. Later in the episode, we will also touch on how digital innovation, blockchain, and fintech are shaping the future of Islamic social finance, making it more transparent, inclusive, and impactful. And finally, we will reflect on how this system aligns beautifully with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the principles of which in many ways are already embedded in Islamic teachings. So, stay tuned as we embark on this deep conversation with Sister Luly, a journey through faith-based Islamic social finance, ethics, and social impact and empowerment, showing how Islamic social finance can be catalysts for positive change, not just in Indonesia, but across the globe. So, stay tuned as we embark on this deep conversation with Sister Luly, a journey through faith-based Islamic social finance, ethics, and social impact empowerment, showing how Islamic social finance can be a catalyst for positive change, not just in Indonesia, but across the globe. And hey, before we begin with Sister Luly, if this episode resonates with you, if you get even one insight or idea worth thinking about, I would love it if you subscribe. Subscribing means you will never miss an episode, and you will get constant reminders to come back, to grow, and to push forward with the Global Shura Hub platform. Also, if you know someone who could benefit from this conversation, share it with them. Let's build this community together. And your subscription means that we can continue to make this kind of videos for you for free. So, let's begin. Sister Luly, welcome and thank you for joining us. Okay, Assalamualaikum, Sister Luly. How are you doing today?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today is very great day on Sunday. This is a sunny day in here. So how about you, Dr. Samina?
Oh, it's already night in New Zealand.
Okay.
So it's already night. So it's all good. It's all good. It was sunny as well. It was
Alhamdulillah.
sunny. Yeah. So today we have a very interesting topic, and this is a topic that you really like, and
Yeah.
I know that you want to do your PhD on Islamic social finance. So I think it's going to be a very interesting session. So, Sister Luly, the first question I want to ask you is that can you briefly explain what Islamic social finance is for the listeners who may be new to this concept?
Okay, maybe for the short explanation, if you know that Islamic finance is one of instrument in Islam that can help the people with commercially and also socially. And then for the Islamic social finance, I learned a lot from Dr. Askaria from Central Bank of Indonesia. His papers explain so many things about Islamic social finance and also the scheme. But if you are the new one in this field, maybe you can imagine like a corporate social responsibility, and it's like about the triple bottom line theory. It's not only about profit but also people and planet. So it means hopefully everything that is doing in Islamic social finance can give the impact not only about the economic or profit impact, but also for the social, for the people, and also for the environment. And in Islam, we have so many Islamic social finance scheme. If you know, like zakat, wakaf, infak, sedekah, and we can. Dr. Askaria said that we can combine between Islamic social finance and Islamic commercial finance. And Islamic social finance is not only about giving but also impact. So it's okay for the Islamic social finance to get the generating income for the certain scheme like wakaf, because if you want to know the impact of wakaf, you have to develop it so you can generate income from that wakaf asset. Yeah, that is Islamic social finance. It can be impactful not only for the economic value but also people and our planet.
Right, that was beautiful, sister. And so, why do you think Islamic finance is so important in today's economic and social climate? With all this poverty increasing,
Yeah.
So from your point of view,
Yeah.
why do you think Islamic social finance, actually it has become a buzzword, isn't it? I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many research being done all over the world on
Yeah.
Islamic social finance. My area is obviously Islamic social entrepreneurship, and I've always wondered, why. So from your point of view, why is this so important?
Do you know that we cannot only rely on a state budget, but we have to realize that there is the non-profit organization or like non-government organization like NGO. That's a third part, but it's an important one. We are living in one ecosystem between the state, private, and also NGO. That's why how Islamic social finance can help for today's economy and social climate. We have so many best practice in the world. Maybe we know about the Egypt, Al Azhar Waqf, and then we also, maybe I will share more about the context in Indonesia. Do you know that we have the more than 10% of poverty level, but with the help of wakaf, zakat, infak, sedekah, there are so many programs that can help the needy. If zakat, we know about zakat national zakat agency, Badan Amil Zakat Nasional, and then for wakaf we have Indonesian Wakaf Board Agency, Badan Wakaf Indonesia, and also we have so many private social institution in Islamic finance like Rumah Zakat, Darut Tauhid. They have so many programs that help more than help a lot of people. Usually the social institution have at least 5 field for helping the people, like economic one, and then education, health, and then like disaster, and also for climate. Yeah, some of them also have the concern for the climate issue, and they don't work alone. We use the synergy system, like if you see maybe from the news that UNDP has been work together with Basnas to make a renewable energy using hydro system, and then we know Synergy Foundation, one of the private Islamic social institution, has an ecosystem of wakaf in Bandung, and then they help for the employment. Yeah, they can open the work for the people, and then the generating income from the wakaf can help for the program like education, health system. They give free of birth child for the mothers, and they also have program for the education. That's how Islamic social finance can help today's economy, and also for the climate issues. And we are also from Wakaf Center for Indonesian Development and Studies. WASID has the concern about the climate issues. That's why in 2021, it's during pandemic, we launched a Green Waqf, and then we try to connecting the dots between the academicians, stakeholders, also government, to make audience, and also like a focus group discussion about this one. And then we can connecting the dots, and then we found that Indonesia has like forest wakaf. It's the actual behavior of green wakaf. It's forest wakaf, so the forest comes from the wakaf land, and then they have to be sustainable to keep the climate, and then they also can help the people around them, because it can be mixed with the activity like cultivating, and then there is also like honeybee from the forest. There are so many things about wakaf that can be impact for the climate and also for the economics today. Also zakat infak also can help the people who need, especially for zakat, because if you use zakat, then you only can help for the 8 kind of people. That's called mustahik. You can see from the Al-Baqarah verse 60 about the classification of mustahik or beneficiaries. But for wakaf, we can be more flexible to help based on the needs of the people around them.
This is really amazing for me, Sister Luly, especially the Green Waqf. I guess that will be another episode,
Yeah, of
I
course.
think the world can learn
Yeah,
from the Green Waqf, especially about forestry
yeah.
and also climate change. There's so much we can learn. So perhaps in a later date we will have another episode just on that.
Okay.
But I also wanted to touch on something that you just said just now. There are private organizations that provide Islamic social financing. And I just wanted to know, so what would the difference be between the private one and also government-funded Islamic social financing institution? I just wanted you to explain that to me, if
Okay.
possible.
Because I think maybe in some country the zakat and wakaf only be operated by the state or by one of the institution from the government. But I think for the case Indonesia, we can make what's that? We can make a harmonization between private and also state institution. Because Indonesia has large area and we have so many Muslim here. We have more than 80% as a Muslim Indonesia with 270 million people here. So more than 100 uh, people are Muslim here. So that's why we need help from the private institution to end the regulation in Indonesia. Support the private institution to make Islamic social finance institutions, and we have uh, we have like regular coordination, and we have to report. I mean, for the private Islamic social institution, they have to make a report for the government. Like if you
Oh,
have a wakaf institution, then you can report to Badan Wakaf Indonesia about the development of your institution,
mhm,
because there are some level of wakaf institution, and then you have to report to the province, to the national, something like that. We have the classification. And also for the zakat, the private zakat institution also have to make a report, and it's professional, and the government help them by through the Badan Amil Zakat Nasional, their
mhm,
central of research. They make like zakat index, zakat development index for wakaf. We have also literasi wakaf index, yeah, to help the private institution to get the standard and also
mhm.
give more impact. And we have also like, maybe we can say like association or like forum. So for the wakaf, productive wakaf, we have forum wakaf productive, yeah,
Mhm.
productive wakaf forum that gather up all the private
Mhm.
institution to develop their asset wakaf in productive way. And for zakat, we have also forum organisasi zakat, zakat organization forum. They
Mhm.
help the all the zakat institution to make
Mhm.
collaboration and give a greater program. Like when I was in 2023, the forum zakat organization forum with my university, with National Committee of Economic and Finance, Sharia Economy and Finance, they make what's that make a workshop and also assistant for halal certification. So yeah, I think it's good for our nation, because
Yeah.
can you imagine that one institution and then they have to supervise all areas? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why
Mhm.
we need private institution for Islamic social finance too.
Yeah. And what is actually the incentive? Do they get tax relief? I mean, do
Yeah,
they pay less tax? And do they get any? Obviously, the government or
yeah,
the authorities have to give them some incentive.
yeah.
So from your
Okay.
point of view, what are the main incentives?
Yeah, so that's what we try to bring to the government. And then, yeah, Alhamdulillah, I don't know exactly what the year of this regulation, but if we pay for zakat and then we can use the evidence to reduce our income that become the basic for tax calculation. So it will not reduce directly to our tax, but it will reduce the income that can be a basic for our tax calculation. We call it as mengurangi penghasilan kena pajak. That's there is an incentive of that. But for wakaf, I think we haven't heard about it. Maybe we can try to make it, and then like in the Western that they use what's that? They use social CSR. They use their CSR to help to reduce the tax for the people. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so moving to the principles of Islamic social financing, what would you say the key principles are? Um, Obviously, the main things would be riba, the prohibition of riba.
Yeah.
But from your point of view, what are the key principles of Islamic social finance, particularly to differentiate this sector from the conventional social financing? Obviously, from Islamic point of view, we have our own rules, and we have to follow those principles. So if you could please briefly explain what would be the key principles of Islamic social financing, that would be great.
Okay. Maybe basically for Islamic social finance has the key principle same with Islamic finance, but maybe the differences is about the Islamic finance for the commercial. They have risk sharing for mudharabah musyarakah or something. But actually for Islamic social finance we also have the same one, like we are prohibition of riba or interest, and then I think the main key principle of social finance is about social impact. I mean, we don't have to only seek for the profit, but we have to we do it for the sake of Allah, and we can make it greater. We can make a greater impact by generating the income from the social finance if the scam is wakaf or maybe infak or sedekah. But for zakat we have keep for only 8 beneficiaries, 8 mustahik. So maybe we can talk more about wakaf and others flexible scams. If we have like wakaf asset, and then we can use it as capital, working capital for the people, and then they can run their micro business, and then we can make it as profit sharing. But the profit is not for the institution, it's not for the wakaf institution. The profit and then will go to the beneficiaries, to the other beneficiaries, so it will make greater impact. And do you know that some of the zakat institution in Indonesia also use Qard Hasan scam to help the people to be more productive? So maybe you can give like the help for consumptive consumptive benefit, like for the rice, for the egg, something like that. But if you want to make them become more productive because they are still young, or maybe they have the ability to doing something, and then some of zakat institution give them a capital to running uh, some business, little business like snake, and then maybe crafting. Yeah, there are so many best practice of that, and I'm very happy that Indonesia has that kind of value to help others by using this social finance. I think that's the key principle of in Islamic finance. And yeah, of course, Islamic finance is about the ethic, about the akhlaq. So the usually the beneficiaries is not only the beneficiaries are not only pushed to become productive, or maybe like doing something that can help their life, but also they are the zakat or wakaf institution also give them an assistant, like we have monitoring, evaluating, and then controlling, and to make sure that what we give to them are impactful, and they can make it sustainable. It's not only for one time help, but it will be sustainable, and hopefully they are not become any beneficiaries more, but they can to be a muzaki, they can to be a wakif, not only mawkuf alay, something like that.
There must be so many successful stories
Yeah.
in Indonesia, and it'd be really nice to hear those stories, especially like case studies, so that people can learn. Islamic social finance institutions actually gave the loan, or how they actually help the poor, either to start a business or in other forms, and as you mentioned about Qard Hasan is a loan, isn't it, Sister Luly? I mean, obviously with Qard Hasan, the beneficiary has to return the loan. Would that be right?
About the scam of Qard Hasan in social institution that I know, because I joined since 2013, they use the scam for a group. So we call it as like tanggung renteng. We call it as the value in Indonesia is like gotong royong, we call it. So maybe there are some group of mustahik or beneficiaries, and then one group consists of 5 people, and then how to make sure they can return the money, but it's not for the zakat institution. Actually, the money will go to the other beneficiaries. So maybe like, okay, 5 of them will get 1 million rupiahs to as a capital for their small business. Okay, so maybe for the A get 1 million, and then the A can return maybe like monthly with the same nominal until 5 months, and then after the A can return all the money, 1 million rupiahs, and then it will help for the B, something like that. Okay,
so it's like recycle the money. Recycle.
It's like it will make sure that the A will be productive. They will not use the money for consumptive one, or they will not use money for the other objectives. They will commit with the program from the institution. Yeah, it's like a net security system, yeah, to be used. And then actually it's not for the return is not for the zakat institution, because zakat institution and then will distribute again for the other beneficiaries, because they sometimes I saw it by myself that sometimes the beneficiaries have so many potential. They can make a unique snack, they can make delicious meal, they can make any craft, yeah. Especially in Jogja, when I was in Jogja has so many creative people over there, and some of them are beneficiaries, and then they can help, and then after that they can be more independent, and then they will not become any beneficiaries again, because they are independent, and then they can help the others by giving sedekah or maybe zakat to the institution, so they can elevate the level of society for people.
What I'm understanding
Yeah.
is that the Islamic social financing platforms in Indonesia, they're really fighting poverty, I guess. How has Indonesia, actually fought, poverty in communities? If you can just give me a few examples, that'd be really wonderful.
Okay, thank you for the amazing question. I mean, zakat, every single zakat institution in Indonesia has their own has their own prime, or maybe there's her own primary program, like we call it like yatim mandiri. So yatim is for the orphanage, so this institution has the more concern for the education and also well-being for the orphanage. Yeah, but they help for the others too, like they have program for economic empowerment for the women, something like that they have, but the main concern of their program is about education for the orphanage. And then maybe for like Rumah Zakat has their concern, and Synergy Foundation also has their main programs. And what I can learn from them to fight poverty is by distributing the social fund based on the needs of the people. I mean, if we see, so they have some classification. Okay, for the young, maybe we can help for the working capital, and then like Synergy Foundation has like a unit institution that's focus on business development. So they make it. Okay, there are some wakaf that is used to be like for selling the food. So they have the stall from wakaf. Yeah, so they can open the working. I mean, they can help to reduce unemployment around them. And then for the needs like mothers who will give the birth, so they give them free of charge. They call it as rumah bersalin cuma-cuma. It's like free place to give birth, and they don't have to pay anything. And then some of them also need, I mean, the Synergy Foundation also has the concern that not all of the people have the ability to make for the dead people. So they make it Firdaus Memorial Park to help the people who need to for the grave or something like that. Yeah, they have some program that has the classification, and they also have like education system, and that's why some of the zakat institution also has Islamic boarding school, because they
Oh,
use
wow.
it
Yeah.
for like,
Yeah.
it's like for synergy. So for the, maybe for the rich people, or maybe for the people who can afford the school fee, school tuition, they will pay, all. And maybe for the needy, they can enter the school, they can stay in Islamic boarding school with the scholarship. Yeah, the scholarship come from the zakat institution. Yeah, something like that. So I think it it's like an ecosystem. So we cannot help only for the poverty, but we have to help for education too, for the empowerment too, so it can work together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's how we work in this nation.
Yeah. And I understand from my previous conversations with you that Indonesia is obviously leading in terms of digital platforms, especially in areas um, promoting Islamic social financing. Can you explain briefly how from your point of view, how Indonesia is leading, and also the future, what you would like to see, especially especially from the point of view of blockchain and fintech. If you could just briefly explain.
Okay, actually, I found that some of prominent zakat institution like Basnas, or maybe the big zakat institution like Synergy Foundation or others, they have their main website, and then we can see the real-time fundraising. We can also calculate our zakat on that website, so it's very helpful. And you know that the zakat institution also collaborate with our Islamic banking, so we can just pay the zakat, the wakaf, or other social finance by using our m-banking. Also, even to with our e-wallet, we can use it by using e-wallet, and also we can only scan with the QRIS, from the Central Bank of Indonesia, so they can make a donation from anywhere, even to from Japan, from like diaspora from Indonesia. They work, or maybe study in New Zealand, or maybe in the UK. Yeah, they can help the people in Indonesia by using financial technology. And about the blockchain, actually I learned a lot from Malaysia for Fintera Wakaf blockchain. Yeah, so I wrote the simple article about that because I'm so curious about that. And then that's lucky for me in 2019 when I joined for Global Wakaf Conference, and then Fintera as a main support over there. And then we go to the office of the Fintera, and then they explain so many insightful thing about the blockchain. I mean, this blockchain has a main role to secure the funding. They have to make sure that the fund comes from the right people and right scam. They are not for terrorists, they are not from money laundering, something like that. So I think it's very great idea, because there are so many issues about the social finance that's operated for the bad things, something like that. So hopefully it can secure our social finance. And some of my friends also use the business model of the blockchain to help the pesantren or Islamic boarding school, something like that. Yeah, so I hope hopefully this kind of technology like blockchain or smart contract can help Islamic social finance to be operated efficiently. Yeah, because sometimes it's like, okay, we have to fund the program of waste management, something like that. But if we have this like smart contract and then blockchain, and then this system can help, okay, what kind of management that is to be more powerful, what kind of what's that unit business maybe that can make more generating income from wakaf. Yeah, if we use the smart contract, I think it will be better. Yeah, but technology is sometimes is so very expensive. Yeah, hopefully there is a wakaf from technology to help the social finance institutions.
Inshallah. I must read your article, sister. I mean,
Oh, thank
later on,
you.
if you can send it to me, because blockchain is something, quite interesting, and
Yeah.
it can be implemented in various Islamic financing tools, including Waqf, and so yeah, I'd love to read your article.
Thank
You've
you.
done a lot of research on that. So we'll move into the area of sustainability and ethics. In I guess in Islamic social financing, sustainability and ethics quite important. So, from your point of view, how does Islamic social finance align with UN sustainable development goals? Briefly, sister. I mean, from your point of view, how does it actually align? I guess, in fact, I mean,
Yeah.
basically the UN sustainable development goals are from the Islamic principles.
Yes,
If
that's
I mean, if you look into it, all those areas are actually all from Islam.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I joined it's like 2 days of workshop from UNDP in Jakarta. We have a topic about Islamic impact investment, and we talk about SDGs and also Makosid Syariah. So actually, when we run any Islamic finance institution, it's commercially or maybe Islamic social finance, we have to make sure about the goal of the Islamic finance. It's about falah, fit dunya wal akhirah, and for gaining the falah, we have to concern about our makosid syariah, right? Like hifdul din, hifdul nafs, hifdul akal, hifdul mal, and also hifdul nasal. And when we try to elaborate the SDGs and we try to read from the articles and the research or report about SDGs, actually it's aligned with the Makosid Syariah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got the point, sister.
yeah,
It's
that's
exactly.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why there are some of the research in Indonesia that that focus on how Islamic social finance help the achievement of SDGs, and it's very helpful. And one of maybe the practical thing is that UNDP collaborate with Badan Amil Zakat Nasional to help the clear energy, the renewable energy. Yeah, I think that's how we can align with the SDGs, and SDGs also like no poverty, about the affordable education, affordable energy. Yeah, that's the principle from the Islamic social finance too. Is like what I said before. It's about triple bottom line theory: people, planet, and profit. Yeah.
From your research and your practical experience, how would you safeguard Islamic social financing to ensure that funds are used ethically and reach the people who need the most to create, the social impact you intend to create?
Okay. How we can decide about the program and also the beneficiaries? Do you mean?
Yes, and also to make sure that the fund, is actually creating the most impact.
Okay. Yeah. That's why the assessment is one of the important process in Islamic social finance institution. Before, usually, as long as I know, usually when the institution wanna help the people, or maybe wanna help the program, or wanna collaborate with the other institution, they will make an assessment first. I mean, is it in line with their vision? Is it in line with their values? It's not only Islamic values, but also maybe like institutional values and organizational values, right? And they have the standard of helping the people based on the regulation, and also based on their institutional policy. Yeah. And how to make sure about the utility, or maybe like how they can sustain with the help. Sometimes okay, so the practical of management, like planning, organizing, controlling, evaluating, they make it, they implement it, and they have like the team to do that assessment too. And when I make an interview about the management of the Islamic social finance institution, they also need to concern about the government regulation. It's not only the national regulation, but also like the province, like the local regency. They have to know, and they have to make sure that it's okay to make the program in that land, or maybe in that regency, with the classification. And I also found that some of institution has they try to develop how to measure the impact from the program. So like Synergy Foundation, they try to develop Islah Index, and WASIT helps the Synergy Foundation to develop the Islah Index based on the literature, based on the our discussion, and also based on the values of Synergy Foundation. And I also maybe you can also elaborate, or maybe you can search first for the SROI, social return on investment. Yeah, it can also help the the measurement of the impact from each program. I also found a book when I wrote my thesis in master degree. It comes from Dompet Duafa. Yeah, they make a book, and then they give the process of the program. It's about it's like a farming of pineapple farming, something like that. And then they use the calculation about the impact, like it's not only economic impact but also social impact, and also how they can help the nature. It's like a wakaf forest. I think wakaf forest need to be measure the impact, because the forest, do you know that the forest create the oxygen? I mean, they can they can help us from the benefit of the oxygen they make. And also how about the the creators over there that live in the forest. Yeah, I think we can make it. We can measure it actually.
Yeah, I mean, I,
Yeah,
I really would like to know more about the
yeah.
Waqf or the Green Waqf
Green Waqf.
forest actually. Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting concept, and really, if you could send me some of the literature on it,
Of course.
and also if they have a website, I would
Yeah.
really like to know about it. It's interesting. Obviously, Indonesia is leading the way, which is
I mean,
amazing. Yeah. So we'll come to the final few questions now, sister. Yeah. So from your point of view, because you are an expert on Islamic social financing, and
hopefully.
from your point of view, what are the biggest barriers holding back Islamic finance today?
Islamic finance for the general or Islamic social finance?
Sorry, Islamic social finance. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. My apologies.
Yeah, I think I will add the some of the explanation about the previous question first. I mean, do you know that every Islamic social finance institution also has their own um, mechanism for controlling. Yeah, some of them use monthly meeting with the beneficiaries to make sure that the beneficiaries also get the Islamic teaching. So it's not only the program, it's not only the impact of their well-being, but also for the spiritual. Yeah. So because some of them don't have access for Islamic education, and then the zakat institution help them. If they are running a small business, and then the zakat institution also give them like what's that like a workshop for business management or something, like how to make financial reports, simple financial report for their business. They give them. Yeah, so it's not only about the economic value, but also the spiritual value. Okay, and then for the last question about the barriers from the Islamic social finance institution in Indonesia, maybe what's that? I saw it different from like Wakaf institution and zakat institution. Do you know that if the institution get the zakat from the people, or maybe from the private company, they can use it directly because it's zakat. You can use it directly, right? And then for the amil, because zakat institution is amil too, they can also get the part 1/8, right? And then they can operate the institution by using the zakat, right? Okay. And then they can what's that? They can give more prominent program. But for the wakaf, we have to make sure that wakaf is sustained. So we the Nazir wakaf, or maybe like wakaf institution, should ensure that the wakaf asset is sustainable, and they will not lose or maybe reduce or something, yeah, or maybe like damage or something. They have to make sure. And if they want to help the people, they need to develop the wakaf asset first before it will be distributed, because they cannot distribute the wakaf asset. They only distribute the result or the return of wakaf development. So the Nazir should become like a business development too. Yeah, they have to they should have the skill for business development to make sure their wakaf assets are developed and they generate the income, and then the income can help the people,
Yes,
right?
because
I
it
think
has to become productive.
yeah,
Yes,
that's why I think one of the barriers. I mean, not all the Waqf institution has the what's that has that form of management and skills. That's why the government should help the Waqf institution to get more skills. That's why for today's we have the certification of competence for Nazir Waqf. It's like
right.
Amil.
Okay.
So we have the standard of the human research in that institutions. And I think the second one is about the the human resource, the people in that institution. I mean, not all the people who knows about Islamic finance that should be entered the institution, because actually the program are various, like environment, education, economy. So actually the zakat and wakaf institution, or maybe Islamic social institution in Indonesia, has to has to open their mindset that they need the skilled people in based on their program, like disaster management and environmental management, so they can measure properly for the impact, right? Okay. I think that's second. And also maybe for the third one, I think it's the last one because it's only short. It's about the how to say management. I mean, from the beginning until the report. So that's why we have like some of I mean the government provide the reporting system for the zakat institution and also wakaf institution, but not all the institution has the proper has the proper facilities like a laptop with the good internet connection. How about the people or maybe the institution that are in the village? Yeah, so they need help. So that's why Basnas also has the program to help the institution to make a report digitally. Report, I mean that systematically, and also using digital reporting, digital reporting. Yeah, that's what I think. That's
Right.
third. There are three main barriers in Indonesia. Yeah, and maybe for the regulation too. I mean, yeah, we need. I mean, Indonesia is the large country. The technologies developed massively, amazingly, but for the regulation is not to be adapted. So I mean, hopefully Indonesia government should evaluate the regulation for Islamic social institution, so it can it can adapt with the technological development. Yeah, I think that's enough.
Yeah. Sister Luly, this has been a really good episode. Honestly, I've learned so much, and I'm sure the audience would really appreciate, this session because, it's so educational. So thank you so much, Sister Luly, for, spending, your valuable time on a Sunday, on this podcast. I'm sure people from all over the world will actually benefit from this knowledge. We've learned a lot, and also you've showcased Indonesia, as a hub for Islamic social financing. So thank you so much. Jazakallah khairan. I really appreciate your time. So until next time, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.